Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show, and today we had our prayers answered. I kid you not. Yesterday I was filming a video and I was complaining in that video that CNBC Make It does not upload enough Millennial Money content. I think by me saying that, I willed it into existence because I woke up this morning and the YouTube algorithm gods have basically said,
"Here, Graham. Here's a CNBC Make It Millennial Money just for you to react to."
And here we are, because I kid you not, the next day, 24 hours later, here we go, living on $80,000 a year in San Diego. My favorite, wait for it, Millennial Money. I love this. There's nothing that gets me so excited than seeing Millennial Money. I don't know why I'm this weird. I'm strange. I'm a strange person when I wake up and I see this and I get excited. Now, the issue that I see with this, it's been posted 3 hours ago with only 700 views. That's a little concerning. So usually I like to see it that it gets some traction and maybe it's so unbelievable that people are like, "Oh my God, Joe, check this out. Let's go watch this video." So, but maybe it's a hidden gem, right? Maybe it's a hidden gem that there's so much good in this video that people just haven't been able to comprehend it yet. So let's give this a shot and see what's going on with this. But really quick though, let's see if we can get this video to 50 likes. I think we can get 50 likes on this video. Let's get this video to 50 likes, would be amazing. And if this video gets 50 likes, then this video is gonna be a good episode. So let's watch this. First, we got a State Farm ad. Very important here.
Get a discount up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save.
I want a Ducati, but I can't afford that yet.
Ducatis aren't that much. Let's be real here. Like, you can get a Ducati. Let's go on eBay right now, ebay.com. If you're making $80,000 a year, you can afford a Ducati. Ducati motorcycles. How much is a Ducati? Here we go. Here's a Ducati Superbike, $79.95. If you're making $80,000 a year, you can budget for a Ducati if that's something you want.
I would also like perhaps a Rolls Royce.
My first impression on this is that it sounds like the guy has champagne taste on a beer budget. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, but goals, basically, is you have something you want to work towards always, and I think a Ducati and a Rolls Royce, it could be a good goal to work towards one day. Used, never buy new.
I used to watch Gossip Girl, and I was like, these guys have so much money, it's so cool, and I wanted to make money.
That one threw me for a loop, going from Ducati motorcycles and Rolls Royces to Gossip Girl. But, okay.
I want to make more money. I don't think I'll be ever satisfied until I'm really hitting a target like somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 a year. Who doesn't love to make an extra buck, right?
All right, let's have a serious moment here, okay? Just a heart-to-heart, serious moment. If this guy is not satisfied earning $80,000 a year, he is not going to be satisfied earning $200,000 to $300,000 a year. That was the entire premise of my video, why $2.3 million is not enough. And basically, that video just shows studies that say that the more money you make, the higher your threshold of what you consider to be respectable or a lot of money. So he's the type already who's already thinking, well, if I make 4 times what I make right now, then that's a lot of money. But I guarantee, and I have a feeling he'll one day start to make $200,000 to $300,000 a year, and at that point he'll realize, like, wait a second, that doesn't go very far in California because taxes eat away way too much of your income. So what he's gonna do is he's like, oh well, for me to really kind of make $250, I gotta make $450 because after taxes, then I have that. And then when he makes $500,000 a year, he'll be like, oh, you know what?
All my friends are making $500,000 a year. You can't even buy a brand new Rolls Royce Phantom for $500,000. So I need to make $1 million a year.
So it's always going to be this continuous, never-ending cycle of nothing is ever enough. Trust me on this one. My advice, if this dude is watching, really for anyone, not if this dude is watching, if you're watching this, I think real satisfaction just has to come from within. It sounds terrible to say that, but that's the truth. If you feel satisfied on $80,000, you're just as likely to make $500,000 a year, and you'll feel just as satisfied. So that's all I have to say about that.
I definitely spend money on stuff that I want and that I feel will set me up for my future.
Man, so that gave me some chills when he's like, oh, I'll spend money on anything that I want, like right outside of a coffee shop, like $7 lattes. Like I mentioned here, I make my coffees for like 20 cents for this thing. For this thing right here, this cup of energetic goodness right here is 20 cents. Okay, so let's go over his budget here. Rent, $1,710. That is fair. San Diego, I think that's a pretty decent price. Oh, look at this. Studio apartment, $1,710. That's San Diego pricing, basically. A studio apartment, that's basically like a hotel room. $1,710 a month, which is still fine. There's nothing wrong with that budget. Okay. Savings, $1,050 a month. Bet he could save a little bit more, but we're going to figure out where his money is going, because everyone has money they don't mention in the budget that just disappears. So the savings could be something that I think on $80K a year, he could probably get that a little higher. But let's keep going. $670 a month on food. That's a lot on food. That's a lot. My food budget, how much is my food budget? It's next to nothing. My grocery bill, it sounds terrible to say this, my grocery bill is like $85 a month. Not that I eat like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like I eat a lot of like eggs, cheese, ham, oatmeal, frozen dinners. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, because now I'm gonna get hate comments. Now I'm gonna get comments from the people who are like,
but Graham, your health. Think of your health, Graham. It's worth it to go to Whole Foods and spend $400 a month for your health.
I know, guys. I like eating eggs and oatmeal for dinner because we're gonna leave it there. I think $670 a month is a little bit high. It's high. I bet he can get that down to like $400 and still live a very great life. Okay. I like how the miscellaneous is $565 a month. That's Amazon, pets, credit card fees, and donations. Okay, the only acceptable credit card fee that anyone should ever pay is in the form of an annual fee, okay? That's it. If it's an annual fee and you get enough benefit from the card to make it worth it, then that's fine. Like if he has a Chase Sapphire Reserve and it's paying $450 a year, bam, that's fine. I approve of that. If he's paying interest or any weird charges, I'm not cool with that, and that would deeply upset me. Business expenses, $560 a month. I can't hate on that. Business insurance, $240, fine. Utilities, $200. $200 for utilities is a little bit much for a studio apartment because like, how much do I pay? I think I pay $110 a month for utilities, and that includes water of my unit and the unit next to me too. So that's split water, trash, electricity, and gas is $110 a month. And I pay the other person's water too, because it's a duplex, and that's just life. So his utilities are a lot. Transportation, $85 a month. Fair. Subscriptions, $55 a month. It's not terrible. It's not the best. It's not terrible. I've seen worse. It's okay. So let's keep going.
We kind of splurge on restaurants. I don't really think about the expense. I'm just like, I want that food. Put that in my mouth. I'll pay the price.
That's what I said. That's why I said his food bill is so high. That's why I said it. Because he does. I'm getting angry now. Because he does stuff like this.
I believe that gloving is an art form that will ultimately become a billion-dollar industry someday. Eventually, I want Thrillights to be something full-time that would replace my income from my sales career. I envision that happening sometime over the next few years.
I don't know how I feel about gloving. I remember this was a thing, and like when I was in middle school, gloving was like, back then they didn't have gloves. They had there was a little strap that you would put on your wrist with wires that go to your fingers and with little lights on them. I never saw it. I feel like if it were going to be a thing, it would have been a thing by now. I think it's interesting to watch, and I think there's a lot of talent into like stuff like that, but I just don't see it. I don't think it's that mainstream. And also, I think we're going away almost from the whole like rave culture. I know, I know people are gonna flame me now for saying this, but here's it. I think electronic music had its big heyday in like 2009 to 2013 or so. And it had its wave where, Dead Mouse and Skrillex and all of those kind of more mainstream musicians really had their wave for like, EDM and stuff like that. And now I think we're slowly transitioning away from that. So I think if gloving were going to be a thing, it would have been a little bit back. I'm sure there's always a market for it. But if this dude wants to make money with this, I guarantee he can make 6 figures. I'll tell you how you can make 6 figures too. But if this guy is watching, here is what you do. Okay, you're going to make an Instagram account where you're going to post really cool 60-second clips of you going like, woo, like, well, you know, however you do it. That was a terrible impression. But anyway, you get the idea. You're going to post those 60-second clips on Instagram daily. And you're just going to do these really cool, like, whatever you do on that and come up with some, like, clicky sort of stuff. And then you're going to sell it. And preferably you have your own glove that you can kind of like, you know, basically copy or something like that. I'm not telling you to counterfeit anything, but you could basically just make your own glove that you can sell directly to the consumer by promoting it on Instagram. Because if people can sell that like gooey putty, like if people can sell putty and you can make like $100,000 a month selling putty, you can sell gloves. You can make $10,000 a month easily with gloves if you can, you know, people can do that with putty. So that's tip of the day right there. Tip of the day. Get it? Tip of the day, like fingers, like the tips of your fingers. Tip of the day. I just came up with that now.
My first experience investing in the stock market was at 16 years old when I somehow convinced my dad to give me $20,000 to invest. At that time, I think it was like 2009. So the stock market had literally just tanked.
How do you just convince your dad to let you get 20 grand? This dude must be really good at sales. If he can be like,
Dad, I need $20,000 to go into the stock market.
his dad's like,
No, son.
he's like,
But Dad, I need to buy the stocks now. And Dad's like,
Oh, I don't know, son.
but BitConnect is a good investment.
I just like, how do you do that? How do you wear down your dad that much? He's like,
Okay, son. Here's $20,000.
$20,000. 20 grand. And I don't know how old he was in 2009. He's probably about my age. I bet he was like 18, 19, 20 around then. That's a lot of money. If your dad is watching right now, maybe he can give me $20,000 to invest in the stock market. I got some stock tips for you. Give me 20 grand.
And I took that money and started making a bunch of fast money. I had stocks that were making like 50, 60% returns in a single day. Eventually it kind of caught up with me because I wasn't really doing the right kind of stuff, and I ended up losing all of my dad's money when one of my stocks pink slipped.
Ooh, oh man. That's why you always gotta take your profits. Oh, I feel for that one, man. I really feel for that one. And you don't know any better. Well, the thing is this, is like that sucks, but at the end of the day, that is a good lesson. That's a good lesson. Like for 20 grand, he got a kick in the pants and he will never make that mistake again. And chances are him losing 20 grand is going to save him hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in the future. So that's the way I usually see it. It sucks to How is he making though 50, 60% that quickly? I have a feeling he was doing like penny stocks and stuff like that, because any normal S&P 500 type of company or stock is not going up that much that quickly in 2009. If he made 20% in a year, I'd be like, yeah, he was doing some good buying right there. But that quickly, pink slips, this and that, he's investing in penny stocks. I don't know, I'm guessing, allegedly.
I think eventually I'll pay my dad back once I have a spare 20 grand laying around.
He should. I mean, that would be, if my dad loaned me 20 grand and I lost it, that would almost be like a priority thing because it's been 10 years, man. I would pay your dad back.
I bought a motorcycle last year. I paid a little bit in cash, and then most of the rest I got a really good loan. I actually crashed that motorcycle and broke my back.
No, then why do you want something faster? I'm one of these people, I don't understand motorcycles. I just don't. They scare the hell out of me. Lotus Exige S240, like that's as much thrill and excitement and adrenaline as I can handle. I just think they're so dangerous, but that's just me.
Right now, I don't really have like an emergency fund, which is a little bit concerning, I guess.
How do you have $80,000 a year and not have an emergency fund? That makes no sense. That makes no sense to me. He's making 80 grand a year. Where's it going? I want to know where's it going. But really quick, smash the like button. Let's see this. If he's making $80,000 a year in sales, I'm going to guess he's self-employed. Let's just say 25% of his income goes to taxes, so he's left with $60,000 a year, $5,000 a month. He's spending as much money as he makes, if not more than he makes. Okay? That's a problem. That is a problem. Unless his $80,000 is after tax, which it very well may be.
For me to focus on reducing my expenses, I feel like it's thinking small. When I'm trying to think about my future and think about going big, I'm not thinking about how can I cut down on going to restaurants. If I need to, I will, but when I'm trying to think big, I'm thinking about what can I do to hit that next level.
You can't be focused on earning if you don't even have an emergency fund. You can't do this, bro. Come on. Come on. Just don't eat out as much. You can save a few $100s a month just by not eating out. I know you love food, man. I know you love food, but you can eat just as well by cooking at home. Okay? This is me like angry right now. Like sometimes when I get like angry, I just it's frustrating. He could be saving way more, but let's keep going.
Always had big ideas about stuff, and money is just a vehicle to achieving the big dreams that you really have.
This is kind of like someone who's overweight, who's thinking, I'm not going to worry about going to the gym, and I'm not going to worry about cutting out my calories until I get the right mindset first. Once I get the right mindset, then I will go out and start hitting the gym and start exercising and maybe losing some weight. The whole thing is correlated. I almost think that once he starts getting disciplined with his finances and starts cutting back and staying on track on that, he will start earning more money. And think about it too, like the reason you earn more money is so you'd be able to save more and have more money invested. So you could do that already by just cutting back and having the same end result, you know? But what's that Kermit meme? But that's none of my business.
Eventually I want to be a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire, so...
Oh, what an episode. What an episode. Thank you, CNBC Make It, for doing this. I really hope you produce more of this and continue the Millennial Money. I think we're keeping ourselves alive here. You know, I think it's like a symbiotic relationship right now between Millennial Money and Graham Stephan. Now, in terms of this, I mean, I get that he wants to be a multimillionaire. Multi-millionaires usually don't get there unless they save their money. I mean, because that's the thing. You can make even $1 million a year, but if you're going out and spending $1 million a year on food, you're not a millionaire. Like, I think his income is decent. $80,000 a year is a decent income. He's smart. I mean, he realizes what he needs to do. He's Airbnb being the place, and he's in sales, and I'm sure he has a lot of income potential there. But his lifestyle it has to be revised if he's going to start to make these moves. Especially like if he wants to make big moves. Where's that going to come? What money? Where does the money come from? Where does the money come from? If you want to go out and like start your own business where does it come from? Because I'll tell you, it doesn't come from having $0 in the bank account. It doesn't come from that. So I think changing the finances first, earning more money second, I think is the way to do it, and that's what I would do, Andrew, earning $80,000 a year in San Diego Millennial Money. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's pray again and hope that CNBC posts more Millennial Money and we don't have to wait like 2 to 3 weeks per episode, because if they posted more, then that means I post more because I can react to it. Also, if you have any videos you think that I should react to that are, you know, somewhat short videos, like under 8 minutes or whatever, something you think I'd want to see, post it down below. Just link to it in the comments. That would be great, so I get to see it. And that's it. Add me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily. And subscribe. Hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you anytime I post a video. Thank you again for watching, and until next time.